Yeah. I'll just, while we're, in case any others are coming, I'll just do a screen share of some of the videos from the Himalayan, just for you all to see what the route is like. You all can see?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
So this is on the route heading towards Fotula. That's Fotula just beyond. I just wanted you all to see the route before we start the meeting, because I want you all to see what that route is like in terms of exposure, in terms of
व्हिडिओ प्ले नाही झाला बट
काय व्हिडिओ मला तर दिसतंय प्ले होते.
नाही नाही इथे प्ले नाही झाला फक्त ते थंबनेल्स दिसतात.
Oh, okay, hang on. Let me try and see why. Yeah, is it playing now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah. I just want people to see, like, just notice what the road is like, the edges of the road, the drop, the exposure. There's no trees, no shade. You know, this is what you need to be mentally and physically prepared. If there's a wind, there's going to be nothing to stop it. If there's rain, there's nothing to stop it. The sun can be like seriously glaring. Sorry, it's not allowing me to. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going to show one more. So this is on that same stretch, but this is when a cold wind starts. So this is now the downhill. No, this is not the downhill yet.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
It's not allowing me to play them one after the other. That's why I'm having to.
Ma'am, ekda try to open it with some other media player, like you are opening it on VLC. Try Windows Media Player or something. कारण कधी कधी कोणता हाय रेझोल्युशन कोणत्या ह्याच्यामध्ये नीट चालत नाही.
Okay. Okay. हा last है.
Okay.
Is it playing?
Ha. Oh.
Huh? Okay. So this, everybody just note, this is the downhill after Fotula. Huh? It's a very exposed route. I'll just play it again. And you all are on the left hand side of the road with a drop on the left, going downhill. And the wind here can be really serious. Yeah, that's it. I just wanted to share a few of these just to set the mood for the meeting. So yeah, I've sent you all just a little while back. I've sent the control point details and things. We'll come to that in a bit. We'll continue, since we started the topic of route. We'll continue with route. So Grishma has, hopefully all of y'all have had a chance to go over your respective routes, distances, elevations, etc. We'll be referring to it on and off while I talk about the controls also. Request everybody to remain on mute unless you all need to say anything, and then mute again after you're done. So Grishma recently did a recce on the route. Grishma is just to introduce Grishma to those who haven't met her yet, like the crew. Grishma has been a core team member of Inspire India since the second edition of Deccan Cliffhanger, I think. And she's been officiating with us, and she started a hostel in Ladakh, Rover's Den, which is our main, it's hosting us for the race. And the race will start and finish at her place. Later, I'll tell you all about getting in touch with her for accommodation, etc. We'll come to that in a bit. So Grishma's out there since June and running her hostel, and she did the route recce as well. So pretty much the Great Himalayan, we were able to run this race because Grishma is in Ladakh. So hi Grishma.
Hello.
Where are you?
Hostel.
Let's see it. It's still light over there, huh?
Yeah.
Good, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can see the hostel. Yeah. Thanks. Okay. So how was your this thing about the route?
So the route is really nice this
Ah.
year, much better than 2019.
Okay.
Almost all those metal bridges have been repaired this year. There's just one bad bridge on the way. Even other like that Namiklaka downhill and Fortula downhill, which was in bad condition last time, that has been repaired. So it's in good condition. The only problem is there was a cloudburst at two places few days back.
Yep, we heard about it.
Yeah. Yeah, so that road was washed out, but luckily it's not completely washed out. It's in good condition, and the cleaning procedure is going on.
Okay.
So maybe in another max 1 week that should be clear. But it's like there are 2-3 patches of 100-200 meters which are in bad condition right now.
Okay.
But they are also like they're clearing it. So in another 1 week max, it should be good. Like the race route will be back to what I saw, because and then
sorry, we
4-5 days. Yeah, sorry. So just after my route recce, in like 2-3 days, I guess there was a cloud burst.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now it's good. So by our like race time, if it doesn't cloud burst again, then roads are in good condition.
Good. Yeah. And so some of the a couple of questions. So just for everybody to know, Grishma has sent me a whole list of all the petrol pumps on the route, all the eating joints, small even chai tapris and things, and also places to stay in case anybody has to do this thing. So it appears that everything is functioning on the road, right?
Yes. All those points of what I've mentioned are like functioning.
Okay.
By our race time, maybe there will be 2-3 more joints. Okay. But whatever I have mentioned will be there for sure.
All right. So what are the patches on which we can there's nothing?
On Fortulaka climb, on like both the sides. That is around, I guess, 20 kilometers. There's nothing. And then again on Namiklaka climb. Okay. Similar, around 20. 15 to 20 kilometers.
10 kilometers on either side of the passes, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'll do is
so even between Fortula and Namikla, there are 2-3 spots where we can get food and water and stay options also.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have your list of these things. I will mark them on a map so that everybody knows where's the spots where you get things, and after beyond that, which spots you don't get anything.
Right. Yeah.
Was there anything else related to the
even for crew cars? There are petrol pumps. There are new petrol pumps also this time. So petrol shouldn't be an issue.
6-7 places you've listed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So do the crew and the racers want me to go over the route in detail?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that will be helpful, Divya.
Yeah. Okay. Just give me a second. It will be on my drive. I'll do the Google share only. What I'll do is I'll open the 600-kilometer map. Yeah. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. So,
Yeah, we can see it. Thank you.
okay. So here is the start point. There are minor changes to the original start point. Originally, the race started at the main gate, where there's a big arch. But we won't be starting from there this time. We'll be starting from Rover's Den, which is out here. Then we'll come back from here, join this main market, come from here, and then we'll be on this route here again. So that's the small diversion. Then from there you come down, that's a steep downhill to this circle. So just so everybody knows, from this circle, the ones who are doing 444 kilometers will continue in this direction. The one who are doing 600 kilometers will turn left here and go, sorry, go to Thiksay, which is out here, the Thiksay parking, and come back. So this is about 35 kilometers extra that the 600K riders will do. They'll go to Thiksay, come back to the same point, and then be on that same route which the 444-kilometer racers would have already gone ahead on. So now from this point, so this part of the route is like fairly flat actually, because as you can see, this is the river and this road goes alongside the river. So there's very gentle rolling on this road. And this section can be done fast, and it is highly recommended that you do it at a good pace. Then once you come back here, and then now you leave Leh along the airport is somewhere here. You go past the airport, and then you continue you'll be along the river on and off for a while. This route remains fairly, so this is where we are. From here, we started at Leh down. This is that flattest section to Thiksay and back. Then you get a little bit gentle. This is the climb back to Leh. Then this is the segment that you're doing. Yeah, this is the Gurdwara Sahib. There's a Gurdwara Pathar Sahib here. Immediately after that, you have a downhill. Yeah, this downhill, and this point here, let me just zoom in a bit. This point here is the Sangam confluence of the Indus and the Zanskar River, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
And yeah,
right.
Yeah,
right.
Right. And from the Gurdwara Pathar Sahib, just remember there's a steep incline descent going down past this thing all the way till this point. And then once you turn left, you're in the valley again, and then the route flattens out. Let me see, where are you? Yeah, here. Then there's a slight flat stretch until you come to the next climb. Yeah, so you're in this valley where there's Nimu, Fay, Basgo. All these places have places to eat, drink, refuel, restock. Then after this hill, you come down to Saspol, I think, right? Saspol.
Right.
Yeah. Then again, you're alongside the river. From Saspol, you can see it's a beautiful stretch of road along the river, not much climbing here until you reach this point when the climbing starts. So from Saspol till here, where is here? So over here, right. So Saspol to Khalsi is along the river, pretty good road, fairly flattish terrain, beautiful road. One side you have the mountain, one side you have the river. And then at this point, there's a railway crossing here and the little bridge. A river crossing, because this river now which was on your left side, the river now goes to your right, and then it basically then you leave the river at this point, and you start the climb for Fotula. So from this point on, when you take that sharp turn, you basically start climbing. This is the climb. There's Lama Yuru is somewhere here. And then you continue to Fotula. So that this distance is 165 and about 30 kilometers of uphill. And there's a beautiful patch over here of the moonland. But I don't know, like the crew can enjoy it.
Divya, yeah, this is around 140 kilometers.
Yes.
This is climb. There's an alternate route as well?
No. So that alternate route is basically closed. I mean, it exists, but you just stay on this main road. Grishma, is there any point? I mean, is there like a this ye jo jalebi wala road hai na? Is it closed or is it open?
Yeah, it's closed.
It's closed.
It's closed. They won't be able to get it.
Okay.
Like,
So you all just
you have
stay
to
on
take
NH1.
a turn for jalebi. For NH1, it's straight.
Okay. So just stay on NH1. There's very little navigation actually to be done on this entire 600 kilometers, except for the little bit in Leh and back. Out there's really nothing. You're just on NH1 the whole time. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So now before you reach Fotula, actually we have a control point at Lama Yuru. Now, if you all have seen your the details that I sent you, at Lama Yuru will be the first hard cutoff. And depending on which category of race you are in, if you haven't reached, okay, I'll get into that later actually. We'll just finish with the route. So Lama Yuru, then you reach the top of Fotula. After that is the sharp descent. And this is the descent which I showed you that video where on the left-hand side, it's just a drop away into the valley. And if there's a wind, like extreme caution to be exercised by all racers on this stretch. You can see this descent here from Fotula down. This particular bit is really, quite hairy. Then it sort of starts to even out a bit. And then there's a climb up to another pass called Namikla. And then from Namikla again, there's a big descent. So this entire thing is a descent. But these stretches are the steepest ones, which are the most exposed. Then you start getting lower down into the valley. You'll get a little bit flattening out. You'll get some trees also and things. And but it's basically just a descent. Just remember, you're going to be climbing that on the next day. So, and then you keep going down till you reach Cargill. So this descent just ends just before Cargill. Then you cross into Cargill. Where's Cargill? Here's Cargill. Yeah. So at Cargill, there is one little thing that you have to remember. There is a bypass for Cargill, which we don't take. We enter into Cargill. Okay. At this point here, our route is coming in this direction. And over here, this sharp right will be the bypass for Cargill, which we don't take. We continue straight down. You can see Cargill when you're descending this. You come down, there's this turn, then you cross the river into Cargill. And our hotel is somewhere at the end, almost kind of when you're exiting Cargill, you'll find the Silk Route on the left and the officials will be there. So for the 444 kilometer self-supported racers, this is where you stop. The others will continue from Cargill to, so that's, if you look at the elevation, Cargill is here. And you continue to Dras. As you can see, it's a rolling terrain going slightly uphill. Cargill is our lowest point. So you're going slightly uphill towards Dras and then you return downhill again to Cargill. Now this section between Cargill to Dras and back, it does not have a huge looking challenge in terms of elevation gain. But every year, this section has invariably tired out the racers, Cargill to Dras and back. There are various reasons for it. One is that there is usually a headwind, and the headwind can change direction, and you can get a headwind in both directions also. If you have a wind, it can be very strong. The other thing is that everybody is doing this in the night. And Dras is the second coldest inhabited place on this planet. So this segment can be extreme cold. So all these, and you've had a tiring day out exposed to the sun in the day. So this section is, don't underestimate it under any circumstances. I'll tell you more about the timings and the cutoffs in a bit. So you go from Cargill to Dras. Dras, you just before you exit Dras, the hotel is on your left. It's the J&K Tourism. There's a board saying Cargill, the coldest place, and actually there's a small error in the, our hotel actually comes somewhere here. It's about half a kilometer off. I'll try to correct it if I can. But it's just as you're, as Cargill, Dras ends, you'll see the J&K Tourism. That's a control point where you just turn around. Nobody's stopping in Dras for anything. Turn around, come back to Cargill, sleep off your 3 hours. So just in case the racers haven't told the crew members, on this race, everybody gets a compulsory 3-hour break in Cargill at the hotel. So when you return, but not on the way out, this happens on your return. So you do Dras, come back, and then in Cargill, you get a 3-hour mandatory 3-hour break for crew and racers. Next morning, when your 3 hours are up, you can set off. So the RQ racers will set off on their own, depending on whatever time they reach back to Dras. So if you reach back at 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock is your start time. You may not start before that. And we don't recommend that you start later because you will lose that time. So you start back off the next morning, and then of course the route is just, so now again, this section from Cargill to the top of Fotula is about 90 plus kilometers, 95 kilometers. As you can see, it is almost entirely uphill, say, except for this one stretch here. It's almost, you're climbing the entire time, okay? After you reach Fotula, the descent, Lama Yuru is our control point on the way down, then back, and then this is a little less challenging compared to the other sections that we've done, returning back to Leh. Yeah? Anything else? Any questions?
No.
Yeah, does anyone have any questions? No?
No.
Okay, cool. All right, I'll stop this.
I have a question regarding the team.
Yeah, tell me.
So the mandatory stop, is
Yeah.
it compulsory for the team as well?
Yeah.
Okay, understood.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
We've taken it 3 hours is included in that.
Okay, so but the finish time is okay. Fair enough. No problem.
And what you can do is like when one, like, if both cars don't want to go, I'm assuming you'll have 2 cars.
Yes.
You can figure out how, if you want to, one team needs to rest and the other one goes and comes back or something. That can be your strategy if you want. So one team will get a little bit more rest.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, let me just think this over and talk it over with you guys about whether y'all can relay your rest also. But I'm just thinking off the top of my head. Let me think about this and I'll get back to you guys on the team thing in a day or 2.
Sure, no problem.
I'll talk to the rest of the team and see what we want to do.
Yeah, just to add on to that question. So when does the 3 hours start? See, for a solo rider, when he reaches the spot, his 3 hours of mandatory break starts. But what about the team? Because
you're with the team, Abhishek?
Yes. Yeah,
okay.
With the team.
Okay. So as of now, actually, we had considered that it will just start when the riders reach back from Dras. Then everybody takes 3 hours off and then restarts. But I'm just considering. But the thing is, okay, I'm gonna have to talk to my team, the officials, and then I will have a discussion with you guys also about this, because this 3-hour mandatory break was we designed this into this race. It's the only race in the world which has a mandatory halt in a RQ ram style event, especially such a short one. I mean, no, not even the long ones have these breaks, but this was designed because we want people to take a break in one place and not on the roadside. In this race, taking a break because of fatigue or sleep deprivation is absolutely out of the question anywhere on this route. The exposure and what you'll put yourself to is like really dangerous. So that's the reason for designing this break. So for our solos, it made full sense, the crew and the solo stops there. For the team, let me discuss this and then I'll get back to you all, and maybe we can do if there's going to be a change, then I'll talk to you all directly about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the distance between Cargill and Dras?
Cargill to Dras and back. One moment.
It's 120.
Okay, thanks. Who was that?
Arham.
Okay. All right.
60 one way, you mean?
Yes.
60. Yeah, you're right. 61.
Thanks, Arham.
Yeah. Okay.
I have one question.
Tell me.
Dhirendra here.
Yes.
So for resting of whole team,
Yeah.
is it in one? So is it provided separate rooms or we have to sleep in the car?
No. We book a hotel. There's a Silk Route Inn, and if it's not enough space, then we might have to book some rooms in another hotel. So everybody, crew and racers, go into a room. We don't want anybody out in their cars is the reason why we have that break. And it will be shared kind of accommodation. People just have to adjust more. As far as possible, we try to give the racers and their crew their own room so that they don't disturb, one racer doesn't disturb another one. We just manage that.
Can we make it ourselves if you don't mind? If it is
What
possible?
is that? What?
If we get some room extra, we can book it ourselves with our own cost.
If you want an extra room in addition, fine. Otherwise, we will be making sure everybody has accommodation. The only thing is that, as I put it in the rules, that I can't remember now exactly. One moment. Let me stop the screen share. Yeah, one moment. I'm just going to open up. Yeah, for crew, I think up to racer plus 2 crew or 3 crew or something is included in the fees. And more than that, people have to, there'll be another whatever at actuals, what this thing of the hotel will be. So if you all want to do something else, we could talk it over. No issues. I'm just, yeah. All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just going to make a note of what all I have to get back to people about. Dhirendra, who are you crewing?
Raghu Reddy, ma'am.
Raghu. Okay. All right. I'll just get back on that.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anyone else? Questions related to the route? No? Okay, cool. What I'm going to do is we'll just go over the control point timings. I'm sure there'll be a lot of Q&A out there.
Divya, are you going to provide list of any hotels or places where we can, get some food or something like that, or we'll have to figure out?
So there is a whole list of along the entire route, everywhere that you have. You're doing self-supported?
No. RQ.
RQ. Okay.
Mustafa.
Sorry?
I'm with Mustafa.
You're with Mustafa. Oh, Siddharth Bhamre. Okay. Yeah, there is a list of all the places along the route, and except for those 2 sections, over Fotula and over Namikla, about 20 kilometers over those mountain passes, you don't have anything. Otherwise, pretty much on that route, there are dhabas, chai tapris, but I have a list. And what I'm going to do is I'm trying to mark those places on a map that I can give you. If not, I'll give it in an Excel along with, with the kilometers from Leh and things marked out.
Yeah, that would be great. Thanks.
Yeah. Grishma has just sent me a nice detailed document with all that. So I'll just try to put it together in a manner in which I can share it with you all. Okay, I'll go over the self-supported timings first. Yeah. Okay, so okay, just for everybody's knowledge, the start time is going to be 5:30. Assemble by about 5 o'clock at the gate of Rover's Den. Flag off will start at 5:30 sharp. Your self-supported will be a mass start. Then self-supported, like I said, goes straight out from that circle just below Leh. You turn off along the airport road and head towards Lamayuru directly. Lamayuru is 115 kilometers from there. Lamayuru is not the top. The top is Fotula. Now over here, 115 kilometers. This is the first half of this thing, like up till like what we saw, I think around 90-95 kilometers, you will find it's pretty good. You can do fairly good time. Then the climbing starts, like I showed you. But at 130 is a hard cutoff. 130. Yeah. 5:30 to 1:30 is 6, 7, 1.5, 7 hours. Yeah.
8 hours.
No, 1.5 and 5:30. No, 6, 7 hours. Correct?
No, it's 8 hours.
8 hours.
8
Now
hours.
8 hours. Okay, 8 hours. Right. Fine. I think that's that's ample. So what we've tried to do is make sure that it gives you enough so that there's no. We're not trying to. We're trying to ensure safety is why our cutoffs are the way they are designed in this race. So the hard cutoff here is that if you all haven't managed to reach that point by this time, the one is that it's going to be really hard to get you safely into Cargill in time, get you over Fotula and into Cargill on time. And so this is the reason why if you cannot do, so this is 115 kilometers divided by 8 hours. That's 14.4 kmph. Yeah. So it just makes it really hard. It's mainly all the cutoffs are designed from a safety point of view. So at this point, racers will be disqualified if they don't reach here by 1:30, and you will not be allowed to continue on the race route. You'll have to turn back, maybe stay the night at Lamayuru if you need, and ride back the next day, but not allowed to continue towards Cargill on this race route. Okay. Then you carry on from there, and at 6 o'clock, the officials will start a sweep. And at this point, it will be our call in case something, we judge that somebody is unable to race safely to Cargill and reach before time, we may take a call to disqualify somebody. This is not like unnecessary. We're just doing this because by 7 o'clock, it's going to be dark. 7:30. So before that, we want to make sure that whoever's out on the road is safely able to continue. And if not, then we have to pull you off so that you all can get into shelter and stay off. The third one is the end of the stage 1, which is at Cargill at the Silk Route Hotel. Over here, it's a hard cutoff at 8:30. And if you have to reach here before that time, then you can sleep off, eat, whatever, clean up and sleep off. Your stage 2 will start again at 5:30 the next morning, which is from the same place, from across the road. Again, the cutoff is at Lamayuru restaurant, which you go at Lamayuru, you go over that Fotula. And over here, we've given like a longer time for you to get over the top. So you have a cutoff about 4:30 p.m. Yeah. And at 4:30 p.m., like we'll take a call. We may permit you to continue, but then you'll be told that you can't make it within the cutoff, because 4:30 to 8:30 means you have only 4 hours to cover 115 kilometers to Leh. So most likely it's not going to happen. Now see, just keep in mind that these timings that we've given are not the timings for you to target. Please target much less than this. You make your own race plan based on the route. These are like, if something happens and you're really pushing, or you get a technical issue which you have to solve, etc. Hi, somebody's wanted to ask a question. Yeah, Sankara. Okay, we'll open for Q&A in a moment. Yeah, so 4:30 is a hard cutoff, after which actually it won't be a hard cutoff, it's a cutoff, because if you can continue to, we'll take a call about what to do, but you can continue riding. But the chances of making it to Leh in time are going to be dim. Then again, in the evening, we'll have another sweep cutoff, where we'll take a call about who looks unable to. And the reason why we're saying this again is that altitude also plays a role. It's not just about regular fatigue that you would face at sea level or anywhere else. There are other issues over here. So we will use our judgment that if we feel that you're kind of disoriented or showing any other signs of being affected by high altitude, we will take a call to put that. We can do at any point if we see something like that. But at 6 p.m. for sure, we will be checking on each of you to do this. Then the finish in Leh, end of stage 2, the cutoff is 8:30 p.m. And then up to about 2 hours more for those who've struggled to finish will be given over there. Yeah, Sankara, tell me.
Hey, hi Divya. Just a small clarification for I'm doing the unsupported, right?
Yes.
Self-supported, sorry.
Yes.
So if I'm not wrong, I read it at 40 hours. Am I wrong?
No, 40 hours is for RQ.
Okay.
For self-supported, it's 15 hours for each stage.
One for each stage. Okay,
yeah.
fine. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So the total number of hours comes to
30 plus the rest test.
Yeah.
Cool.
But then you're in Cargill for a good.
Correct. Cool. All right. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Any other questions for self-supported? Yes, Chaitanya.
Hi, Divya. I just wanted to ask if I don't make it to the hard cutoff point and I still feel good, can I just take a break and maybe finish the rest of the part next day or something like that on my own?
Next day on your own, yes. But so basically, if we disqualify a racer, we will at that point ask you to remove your racer numbers, racer tags, etc. So that you're no longer on the race, officially on the race, or participating in the event. And then, depending on the situation, you'll be, we'll ensure that you go into a hotel or something and sleep it off and just ride back.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. Did somebody else have a question?
So like at the mandatory CP, they'll be just checking it, right? Like sign karo or niklo. Any hydration, nutrition kind of support? Considering that it is a long pass, right? So
the only places where there isn't anything available are those 2 sections between the passes. So there our officials will have a little something kept for you. Otherwise, pretty much food and all is available along the entire route. But those segments which don't have anything on the passes, anyway, we'll be there. So there the team and I will discuss about where we can provide. So at Lamayuru, it's at a restaurant, and I remember there's a store right opposite this place, right, Grishma?
Right. Yeah.
So udhar things
even at Dras. And same in Cargill also.
Yeah. So over here, we won't bother to keep anything, but we'll keep it on the way so that if anybody needs some water, banana, something like that, we'll try to have something with us.
Yeah, especially for us three folks, like
yes.
थोड़ा पानी वानी कम पड़ गया तो दे देना.
हाँ. But basically, pani, what
matlab, I'm not saying that we have to be self-sufficient and
yes.
I'm sure, but
right. And what we'll be able to do is once we'll be chilling quite a bit in Leh, so we can go over smaller details like this and figure things out while we're there. You'll probably see the team coming together and figuring out how to do things. So.
Also, one more thing, there are many villages on the way, like even apart from the points which I've given for Maggie, coffee and other meal options, there are many villages on the way. So like self-supported guys can go and knock anyone's door and get water and basic food supplies. That's like, you can do it easily and they'll help you.
Okay.
Even if you don't find any shop or any restaurant or anything, or if you find any local, just ask them, they'll give. If we are not around, in case of emergency.
Yeah, because that's another thing we have to keep in mind, that mostly where say for example these sections where we know that there is nothing available, we'll be there and we'll have some supplies for you guys. But on other segments, you may run out of water at a point when we are not there. So that kind of thing, you'll make sure that you'll take care of. Yeah.
Right. Like because of the oxygen and all that, I was like thinking, and everyone should drink more water here because
exposure is quite crazy. Yeah,
correct. That's why I was more concerned for the hydration.
Yeah.
Also, there are many hand pumps on the way.
Oh, nice.
Alongside the road, there are many hand pumps. You can drink that water directly. Super. I used to refill from the same hand pumps on my right, so you can.
Okay.
And so even between two villages, there are hand pumps.
So I would, try err on the side of like playing safe. And if you have like one bottle filled and you think, I'll be fine on one bottle, but you see a hand pump, just fill up your second one. So you'll be carrying a little extra weight, but just make sure that you don't run out of water on these stretches. Yeah. Yes, Chaitanya?
One question regarding the water. I'm planning to carry 5 bottles of water. Do you think it is too much, or
5 on your bicycle?
Yeah, I mean, I have a seat post mount for 2, and one will be in the jersey pocket. So maybe around 2.5 to 3 liters of water.
I think 2 to 3 liters of water is okay. It's reasonable.
Okay. And one more question is like, will there be any assistance regarding the track pump on the way to the route, like on the route, if in case I have a flat and I'm not able to top it up with my hand pump?
Don't depend on it. So self-supported has to carry their own, have to have the ability to fix their own technical issues, flats, whatever, and carry a hand pump with you, because you may get an issue where we are not there.
Yeah, I'm just asking, like, I'm gonna carry a hand pump, but it's not like super efficient and I can fill it up to the maximum thing. Like once I come in contact with you, would there be any track pump I can use it to fill it to a max PSI?
Sorry to interrupt you, Divya, but there are a few pumps which you can fill up like up to 130 PSI. So that won't be an issue. You can search it on Google or anywhere, but there are a few pumps which will help you to fill it up till 130 PSI.
Okay.
And we have,
So,
so
I would suggest just do that. Just do that, the reason why, we don't, I've had issues even during breves in which it's like so that's why I stopped offering riders anything and giving assistance, because on one occasion we were assisting somebody and not me, someone else was, because the rider asked for assistance to fill his tire, and my son was filling the air actually, and he blew his tire out. So it's like, you guys, I don't want to touch that.
Yeah, no issue.
Right up, so.
I understand, but in case if things goes wrong, would I be like offered a pump? Like if everything goes wrong, like just I just wanted to make sure that.
So first you get hold of that pump which Kabir said, keep that in your pocket.
Yeah, I do have it.
And then on the road, we'll see what we are. See, we just basically, the thing is that on the road, we're there for you guys, but we don't want you to depend on us because we won't be there at the time you need us. And supposing we have something else to attend to or anything, our attention is on like a whole group of riders. So ensure that you're self-supported to the last bit, and then we'll see what we see. But like how in all the discussions so far that we've had with Bharat also talking about how you have to have a backup for a backup, so you prepare in that way with that kind of this thing, that you shouldn't look for any assistance or help from anybody.
Okay, no issues. And one more question, if I'm carrying my track pump with me to lay, it's going to be like extra weight, so would I be able to use the pump like from you at the start point, or like should I
at lay?
Yeah,
at lay I won't have one, but maybe one of the
we'll give it.
Okay, thank you.
And also there are bike shops in lay which would have, but like don't depend on too many things from them. Like they're mostly geared for mountain bikes and stuff. So yeah, one thing you should think about carrying is the adapter for your valve. So if you get an adapter for which you can fix onto the road bike, the Presta valve, which allows it to be filled with by say a motorcycle shop.
The shredder wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a pretty good pump. I bought a good pump, but I just want to make sure my second option if things goes wrong.
Yeah, and the adapter will be a good backup to have, so then you can just fill up at a motorcycle stand. There are motorcycle repair shops on the way.
Okay, sounds good.
And there is no new pump in market, like Siska has launched it. You can use it as a air filling pump also, and as well as you can use it as a battery backup. So it fills air up to 120 psi, and it can charge your mobile and also.
What?
Yeah, similarly, there is one in MI also available now.
Yeah,
MI. Previous use it. Yeah, that's the job.
So it can fill the air into car also.
Yes, correct. It fills your car and two-wheelers also. Yes.
I use canisters. Like तो वहाँ पे carry करना allowed है क्या? On flight?
Flight पे तो allowed नहीं है ना मेरे हिसाब से.
CO2 canisters.
No. It can burst. It has some serious risk. So don't carry the CO2 pump into air. नहीं तो सब लोग नीचे आ जाएंगे वो burst होने के.
तो कोई यहाँ से गाड़ी में जा रहा है क्या, तो मेरे लिए कैरी कर पाया था.
दूसरा वहाँ पे कुछ इशू तो नहीं होगा हाई ऑल्टीट्यूड में तुम्हारे इसका?
CO2 canisters can be couriered to lay.
हाँ.
If it can be couriered, then you can courier to my address.
अगर कोई नहीं
रोड से तो I don't think anybody is going. हमारा तो plan.
But I think MI ka pump is sufficient. MI ka pump is very popular in these days. Many riders kept along with them, so it can be fill up to 4 to 5 tires.
Okay. So MI pump.
One charge. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Shall I start the control points for the RQ and relay?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So for the RQ, so start is again going to be at 5:30. Reporting at 5:30. This is the time trial style for those who are doing their first ramp qualifier. Trial style means racers will leave one at a time, and as each racer moves, starts, we note the time of that start. and the cars which will be parked and lined up in the order in which you all are going to race, start racing. In that order, that racer's car will follow with the racer and move away. Then a minute or two later, the next racer will be flagged off. Okay. So time trial style, each racer's timing will be a couple of minutes apart from each other, 1 or 2 minutes apart. So start time 5:30. When we talk about 5:30 and the cutoffs, it's a few minutes here and there, which won't affect our cutoff, hard cutoffs, because those are dependent on the time at the place. It will affect your finish time. So if you start at say 5:35, then your finish time will be 5 minutes more. Yeah. Okay, time to start. Your first control is at Thiksay. Like I told you, from Leh, you all veer off to the left, go to Thiksay Monastery parking, which is only about 19 kilometers away, and turn around over there. So I've kept a close of control. I mean, 19 kilometers, I don't expect to be there till 7, but just in case somebody gets a flat or something like that, or some other technical issue, we've got a little room there. Then control point 2 is again Lamayuru. This is a manned and a mandatory control point at which we ensure that if you don't reach there at time, we turn you around. So the time for you is 3:30 in the afternoon. This is a hard cutoff. And at this point, racers will be disqualified from the race and not allowed to continue towards Cargill on the race route. So this is 150 kilometers into the race. After that, Cargill on your way to Dras is your next control point. There's a hard cutoff here also, which is 9:30 p.m. So these are all doable targets. This is not this thing. It's just that if something happens, fatigue, this, that, whatever, then we also cannot be standing on the road all night. So we have to have a cutoff beyond which it is not safe to continue. So again, the Cargill cutoff for RQ is 9:30 p.m. Because if you don't reach Cargill by 9:30, basically we will not allow you to continue to Dras. The reason for this is that by this time, if you've slowed down, you're going to be, this is a really hard section, Cargill Dras back. And if you get sleepy, tired on that stretch and have to take a break or something, it's really not advised on that stretch to be resting. Nowhere on this stretch is it advised. But even on this one, which looks safe, there are, it's a landslide prone area. It's biting cold. It's an insane cold. So there's health issues that may arise for all of you, your crew and you, from just parking the car on the side of the road. So if you all don't reach by 9:30, that means between Cargill and Dras and return, you're almost 100% going to need to take a break. And we don't want that happening. So up to 9:30, you reach at Cargill, you can continue to Dras. Otherwise, you'll be asked to stop in Cargill, sleep, and then continue back to Leh as you like. But then you're out of the race, okay? Then at Dras, the control point is at 1:30. Again, it's a hard cutoff. At 1:30, if somebody has not yet arrived at Dras, the officials team will start moving back from Dras, and wherever you are, turn you around back to Cargill in your vehicle. All right. And you'll be disqualified from the race at this point. Then Cargill, again, now after you've gone to Dras and come back, if for any reason you've slowed down, 5 a.m. is the last arrival into Cargill on your return, because a 5 a.m. arrival means your departure the next morning is going to be 8 a.m., 3 hours later. So racers arriving later than 5, you can, you can start late. It's like, suppose you reach at 5:30, you can sleep for 3 hours, mandatory break is there. So the earliest you can leave is 8:30 in the morning, but then you will only be qualified for the Inspire India timings. Because our officials may leave at 8 with instructions at the hotel not to let you leave before 8:30 or whatever time you said, but then you won't be qualifying for Inspire India timings, okay? And now, even for, so for the self-supported, this didn't matter because they're going to rest a whole night before they start that long stretch back to Fotula. But for you guys, it's going to be a 3-hour rest. And then you start one of the hardest parts of the race, which is your from Cargill to Fotula top, and then over it to Lamayuru, 107 kilometers. So we've given you ample time to do this, and we kept a little extra so that by 5 o'clock, you should be able to make it there, depending on what time you've left. This is the cutoff for RQ though. So if for any reason some racers have not reached here by then, you won't qualify for RQ, because from 5 o'clock in the evening till your cutoff is 9:30. That means 4.5 hours. It's going to be tough to make it anyway to Rovers Den. So, after 5. So you all can keep riding, but it won't be for RQ. And the RQ time cutoff is 9:30 p.m. We've given another extra 4 hours just in case somebody is really slowed down but wants to finish. But we're not going to have a open-ended, somebody's taking the whole night to reach Leh kind of thing. 1:30 and that's it. It's over. Okay. Relay team, just to tell you, all these cutoffs, you all will not need to worry about any of these cutoffs, because I'm assuming you all will be moving faster through that. The only cutoff that really matters for you is the finish, okay, which is 7:30 p.m. hard cutoff at Leh. Anything else out here? No. Okay, I'll just open up for any questions. Any questions, doubts, anything? So we changed a few things because, I didn't want people, so this Inspire India timing, you can target that only after you have reached Cargill on your way back, and then fatigue sets in on the second day and you slow down. But up to that point, there is only one cutoff for everybody. Right? But on the second day, where if somebody is struggling, but struggling against the time, but still wanting to finish, we'll allow that till 1:30 a.m. Okay, no questions? Okay. All right, so we're done with this. All right, now a couple of things. One is, I hope everybody has ensured that they are reaching Leh and mandatory acclimatization. I think Murtaza and crew have taken permission to reach a day later. We have allowed it, but we will be monitoring your oxygen and your recovery before the race. Secondly, Arham and team. Yeah, Arham, just provide your list of arrivals of the racers and the crew to Grishma and me. I can't hear you. No, Raja, I can't hear you.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll convey it to Arham and send
Yeah,
it.
so
we will do that. We'll do that.
Okay, Abhishek, are you the crew chief for Team Sahas?
No, we are yet to decide.
Okay, fine. All right. Somebody, anyway, I'll send a form for everybody shortly for, to fill out, so that I have all the crew contact and vehicle numbers and everything else, and other things also. I'll send that form to be filled out soon. So the reason why I brought up Team Sahas arrivals is that apparently they're being, the racers have to, other than Arham, all other racers have to arrive on the 1st is what we've decided. Arham is reaching a couple of days later. And every single crew member has to be in Leh by latest by 6th. So just make sure that you do that. I will have no compunction in disqualifying any team or any racer if you don't observe the acclimatization mandatory this thing. Yes, Kapil? Oh, sorry, that's a thumbs up.
No, yeah, yes, yeah.
Okay.
And one more addition to it, don't make Dimox and those oxygen cylinders as a new fashion or something, because nowadays a lot of people who goes to Leh are using Dimox and those mini oxygen cylinders. So just stay away from that.
Yeah. Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for that reminder. Yes, everybody, please just bear that in mind that what the whole purpose of acclimatization is for your body to acclimatize to the high altitude. And these things don't help you to do that because then you have to be there in that altitude performing, not getting dysfunctional. So just make sure you don't use any of these things and you don't use the oxygen. Don't use oxygen. Oxygen is only for an emergency. I think in one of our meetings on the Great Himalayan, so I will send a link to one of the seminars that we did on the Great Himalayan. I'll send it on the WhatsApp group chat. So those who haven't crew especially or any of the racers who haven't attended that session, please go over it. And we did tell you all about how not to use oxygen. Oxygen is a last resort. If for any reason you're unable to, or you're completely dysfunctional, then only you use it. And that's like, then it's game over in the sense that you're out of the race then.
Same for Dimox, huh? Like Dimox has got some horrible side effects. I'm seeing that here. This year, everyone's like popping pills before coming here, and they've got horrible side effects, and they can't do anything. Like 4 days, they're sleeping here and going back. So, yeah.
Yeah, people who've taken it and come over there, is it?
Yeah, yeah.
Ouch. Okay. Fine. Now, in the rules were pretty much. Yes, sorry.
Even I have one query actually.
Yeah, tell me.
So, can we have? So, do you have any travel agency contacts so that we can contact him and we can hire a cab or support vehicle?
She's attending this session actually. Grishma.
Hi, Kapil.
That was one of the points on our list for logistics. So of course, Grishma runs the hostel. So there is anybody who is wanting to stay at Rover's Den should get into. I think she's getting almost full up, but just check with her and make your, fix your dates, whatever you have to do. If
No, this is regarding the support vehicle.
Yeah. So first is accommodation. Just check with Grishma if you want Rover's Den. If not, if you don't want Rover's Den, she can help and guide you to other places around her area also. So Grishma's been going there for years and she's also runs travels and tours. So
okay, fine.
She'll be able to help with that. The other thing now is vehicle. So Grishma, so one thing that everybody needs to bear in mind is that this is not a normal hiring of a tourist cab in Leh, because you are asking them to go slowly behind you, do all that you need, carry your crew, stay out in the day and night and all. And we have had 1 or 2 experiences where the cab drivers got completely fed up because they were not prepared for it. So if anybody has already independently hired a cab, please make sure that you have that conversation with the cab driver, and also ask that person to go and meet Grishma and understand what it is, because otherwise you'll have a problem during the race. Secondly, Grishma has a short list of some cab drivers and cars who she has who have been associated with her doing her work since years. So, other things like attitude, ye wo bhi thoda sa clear hai, and she will explain to them what is expected out of them as far as the race goes. So be in touch with her for the cabs also. Is there anybody else who needs to do this?
Yeah, even we would require.
Okay, so just be in touch with Grishma. She's there on the group. I think her number, everything is there. So whatever logistics you need in Leh, you just check with her. Airport drop, accommodation, this, that, whatever. Yeah.
I'll follow up with her.
Yeah. And if anyone has booked a cab already, please make sure that you ask that guy to meet Grishma, or do it after you arrive there. Just, make sure you explain to that person what needs to be done. Because a couple more points. One is insurance. So racers and crew are required to take out high altitude adventure insurance, right? Let me just take that out. So we have shortlisted a couple of people who do this. Sapna, can you just, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. So you've been using the same person for both years?
Yes. Last 2 years I have been taking it from him only. And this year also I spoke to the person in his office and I'm doing it from them.
Okay. What is the name of the company?
They provide us that ICICI ka insurance, but that is Pratik. The guy is called Pratik.
ASC 360.
Yeah. ASC 360.
Oh, it's Adventure 360, is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Pratik only does all the high altitude and he's pretty meticulous. I think every group should just get in touch with him and he'll send an email, and there's one form for all the the entire crew, and everybody can just fill in one form with all the details.
Yeah. So that's the one. I think somebody else, I also asked someone else if there's a recommendation, and this was the one that was recommended. There are a few others, but I liked my interaction with.
He is quite known, and he's been doing this for now 2-3 years. So
right. I think he's a mountaineer himself also, right?
Yeah. We get all our mountaineering insurance from him. He does now Nepal as well.
So how much it costs?
Only for Kilimanjaro as well.
All right. Sapna, can you just tell us how much it costs?
They have plans for 7 days and 15 days, Divya ma'am, and there are two options. Level 2 is applicable for the cycling adventure, and there are two options, which is 5 lakh and 10 lakh ka coverage. So for 15 days for the racer, if you are taking, it will be cost about 4,000, and for 7 days it will be around 2,000 for the option 2, which is the maximum, and for the option 1 it is around 1,200 for 7 days.
Okay, so for the crew you take the option 1, is it?
Yeah. For crew we usually take for 7 days, and for the riders about 15 days.
15 days. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll get in touch with her and ask her to send me the plans and all, and forward it to everybody along with her contact and stuff, so y'all can figure it out. And the reason for this, of course, is that if at all anything is required over there, it's like Sapna, do they have evacuation and other things also included in this package?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just sending one photo.
All right. Okay. Cool.
The plans are like she said, level 1, level 2. So the level 2 kind of gets in everything.
Right. Okay. So go through it and take a look at that. And
I have just shared it on the group, Divya ma'am.
Okay, super. Thank you. Insurance ho gaya. Then there's just one small point I wanted to check this thing on the rules. So basically the rules that were shared with you all earlier, the draft rules, that not much has changed in that. The only thing that I think I've just added a few points is related to safety again. And I'll send the final versions of the rule and the route and things shortly over the next couple of. So the only place where I've sort of made the rules a little tighter is related to sleep and taking breaks on the side of the road. So basically, I've repeated this now a couple of times, that the route is such that you should not be stopping. So normally in our ultra races, we tell people that if you're feeling sleepy, you should take a break and sleep. But on this route, that's not recommended. That's why we have that 3-hour break at Cargill. So you have to keep in mind that you have to be able to cover from Leh to Dras and back to Cargill without getting sleep deprived. And then get over there and then sleep in Cargill. So work with that mind frame. And definitely on the high mountain passes, it's like really not recommended to stop more than a few minutes to just take a selfie or something. Okay, I think I have covered all the points that I had listed. Yeah. Are there any other questions from anyone? General. Yeah, how's everybody feeling? Grishma is grinning. Yeah, everybody's yes, Ram, you had a question.
Yes, ma'am. I wanted to ask when do we have this pre-race briefing to the crew and racers?
The pre-race briefing, so inspections, pre-race briefing, everything takes place the day before the race.
Okay.
Yeah. I think since everybody is going to be around, we could even spread it out and do it over 2 days. Anna, Rishma?
Yeah.
Yeah. What I'll do is in the form, I'll put all this in the form so you can give your preference of what you want.
Okay. Fine. Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you. Anyone else? Any questions?
I just have a random question. Like, are there any fun things planned between the first few days when we are acclimatizing?
Grishma, this question is for you. Where is she? Grishma. So generally we haven't planned anything. What we suggest is like, since I think somewhere I have a rough layout of things that you can do while you're acclimatizing for those 10, 12 days. Small things besides the little cycling and stuff. I can share that with you guys, like just visits to things. So it's not planned. You all can just go through it and maybe join up with each
actually
other.
Walk up to Leh Palace, which is quite a walk, and as one of the acclimatization, you can walk up to, I think, Shanti Stupa.
Shanti Stupa is gorgeous, especially for the sunsets.
Yeah, exactly. So that's 450 steps, I think.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Leh Palace, I think, is
Leh
beautiful.
Palace is right there, and then those monasteries, Thiksey and those a visit to. Yeah, what we don't suggest is you do take a ride up to like the high mountain passes or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless you are fully acclimatized.
So thinking of cycling to Khardungla or something like that is something foolish.
Completely, yeah. Don't do it.
You answered yourself.
Kabir would answer that.
Yeah. What do you think, Kabir?
No, so yeah, that will be foolish. So you can go till Sangam and back. That should be your longest ride. No need to ride like more than that. So that would be around 70 or 60 kilometer ride, and half of the terrain will be downhill and half of the terrain will be uphill. So yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
And does anyone know like how is Geo postpaid service in Ladakh?
Good point. So
it's good.
What's that, Rishma?
It's really good. Yeah. Airtel and Jio postpaid works perfectly fine on the entire road, except for few patches after Lamayuru and near Namikla. There's no network. At both the like tops, there's no network. Otherwise, on the entire route, there's good 4G network.
Okay, so
with
only
good speed.
Jio and Airtel. What about the others? Vodafone?
Jio and Airtel postpaid. Vodafone Idea doesn't work at all in Leh. So as soon as you land, it's gonna be
I
like
see.
And also,
nothing at all.
Getting a SIM in Leh is quite a painful task. So
no, you can get it very easily now.
Okay.
But they charge you a lot. Also, for all the people who are from Maharashtra, your driving license doesn't work here.
Yeah,
so
you have to give your voter's card or I mean, that's too much of documentation, and you need originals.
No. So just for Maharashtra, like all people from Maharashtra, yeah, all like anyone from Maharashtra needs to get their either passport or election ID.
Yeah, that's what I said, voter's card.
I don't know why, but Maharashtra's driving license doesn't work. If you are from any other state, then your driving license will work and you will get the SIM card immediately. That will even like get activated in 2-3 hours. It costs around 500 rupees for one SIM card, but it's better if you get your old prepaid SIM card get converted into postpaid. It gets converted in 2 hours. Just for the trip, once you go back again, convert it to prepaid. You can do that.
But it has to be of that company only, na? Airtel or Jio.
Jio or Airtel, yeah.
Okay.
BSNL works fine, but BSNL's internet doesn't work at all.
Okay.
Grishma, for fully vaccinated people, still RT-PCR is required to
Yes.
after landing?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
To enter
72
Leh,
hours
you
is
have to get.
sufficient, Grishma?
Yeah. It's 96 hours. Yeah. It's 96 hours to enter Leh.
Okay.
But it's better if you do it in like 72 or 48 hours.
Cool.
Also, most probably before starting our race, you'll have to do that again. Because there are 2 points on the way where they get antigens done.
Okay.
One when you enter Cargill district and one when you come back to Leh district.
Okay.
So it's better if we have RT-PCR done in Leh before our inspection.
So that we don't waste time.
You don't have.
But is
you
there
don't
a
have to do that
mandate
because there will
to
be a
get
line.
one done to reach Leh itself?
Yes.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. From wherever you are.
You have to get it done to enter Leh and then one more while going to Cargill, like before our race.
Okay. Right. Okay. If there's any other questions from anybody, we'll try and do one more session. If there are a lot of points to cover, then maybe on the 23rd or 24th before people start flying out, if there's anything. Otherwise, just feel free to have one-on-one discussions with me or Grishma as required for anything that you all have any doubts or queries about. Yeah?
Just curious, like how many people, like where are people staying? Like how many people are staying in Rovers then?
All of us. All of
okay. Sounds good.
I think most of the people are staying Rovers then.
Party!
Post race vada pav and pohe is on Grishma.
Mr. Pav.
Yeah.
Arre, fantastic.
And since we are here now, one more point which we added into the rules sometime back: absolutely no intoxicants of any kind leading up to the race. So that's part of the rules also. So you can just read that.
After that, it's on Grishma, is it?
After the race, do what you want. This may not be Goa, but we can do some. Let's not talk about Goa. All right. Okay. All done? All set, everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. All the best. Looking forward. Now we're all.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Divya.
Thank you, Satish. Look forward to seeing you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.